Following the vile and disgusting Netflix documentary made by Harry and Meghan, a number of MPs are bringing forward a bill to remove their royal titles. I know, everyone's sick and tired of talking about Harry and Meghan, so we're not going to discuss the documentary and all that stuff. Maybe a little bit, but not really. I mean, not going to be focusing on giving them all the attention that they want, obviously. This is actually an important update. This is about the consequences of that Netflix show that I'm guessing a lot of people didn't really bother watching. Although I say that, and people keep complaining, we all complain. But inevitably, we are basically giving them what they want. People complain, including myself, then we end up watching it just to see what they said. That means we actually gave them a viewer. It's a doom and gloom kind of the cycle, basically. But this is the update on this idiotic documentary that they basically used to promote themselves, victimhood mentality, and they didn't just attack the royal family. So my problem is not just necessarily just that. They didn't just attack the institution or the firm. They actually attacked the culture, our culture, British culture, and the country. They were talking about our people. And this is why we've now had MPs led by Bob Seeley from Isle of Wight, a Conservative MP, who is planning to bring forward legislation that could see the Duke and Duchess of Sussex stripped of their royal titles. Now, Bob Seeley is planning to use a short private members bill, which could be brought forward to the new year. It would see MPs vote on a resolution that could give the Privy Council the power to downgrade the couple's royal status. This is quite interesting because Bob Seeley is becoming very proactive on these sort of issues because he cares about the culture and the nation. He said, as well as trashing his family and monetizing his misery for public consumption, he is also attacking some important institutions in this country. And Bob Seeley is absolutely spot on, even though he's a Conservative MP. He's making a good point because my issue is not necessarily the infighting of the family, which again still matters because the family is a public family. But my problem is that they've crossed the line again, and not for the first time, but they've crossed the new line of actually attacking and insulting me and you, all of us, everything that we have, even William Gladstone, Paul Gladstone. They're insulting everybody, left, right, and centre. They want to bring down all the statues. They want to bring down all the flags. And this is the agenda. This is the Californian agenda taking over in Britain. Now, I did give credit to MPs for doing something like this, but again, let's not give them too much excitement. Let's not get too excited over this because the MPs are still the same politicians who have let us down. And this time, they are letting themselves down because we found out today that a number of MPs in Parliament took a test for 11-year-olds and they failed. Both MPs and members of the House of Lords have failed a simple test that was made for 11-year-olds as campaign groups called for overhaul of high-stakes exams. The class of Westminster fell well below the marks of Year 6 students who took the same exams this summer, with just 44% achieving the expected standard in maths and 50% attaining the result in English. This is idiotic because the whole point of these campaigns is to basically push for more reduction in standards because they say the exams are too tough. It's not. Just because you use the MPs as your guinea pig to prove your point doesn't mean anything. The MPs are not all smart people. So, and also I remember a lot of the kids from Iran, for example, not just Korea or China, even kids from Iran. When I was a kid, found out that a lot of stuff that we are teaching our kids here in the UK, like algebra, GCSEs, maths, and stuff like that, science, kids in countries like Iran, they've been taught that when they were 5, or 6 or 7, and they've done that already. So if people say the education standard is too high for this country, how stupid do you think our kids are? Because you make them stupid, you make them intellectually lazy, because from day one, preschool and primary school, it's mostly just playing games. There's no education, there's no real discipline, there's no set of values that are being taught. Everything's idiotic these days, and you wonder why MPs are failing tests. They are the products of the 20th century education system that's been going down year by year. Now, going back quickly to Harry and Meghan, the one thing I'm going to say about the show is this fascinating tweet, surprising tweet. Benjamin Butterworth, the new Labour Blairite Benjamin Butterworth, the Ramona Benjamin Butterworth, a good friend of mine, tweeted this. Even for him, this is too far. This scene that I'm going to show you in a second, he said, "This is just nasty and unbecoming. Meghan looks like a school bully." Watch this. That was incredibly uncomfortable. Most of you have probably seen this clip already, at least on social media, even if you haven't watched the documentary. Even Harry's face was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" But they're a bunch of clowns anyway. I'm just surprised, pleasantly surprised, that even Benjamin Butterworth has come out to criticize them. Even he's no longer defending the snowflakes, so which is good. Good news for everybody. There is a bit of hope for the future. We've done a lot of videos for you guys today, actually, on this channel. We did a video on the latest updates on the Iranian uprising, as well as Lee Anderson exposing the hypocrisy of the left when it comes to coal mines, and Nicola Sturgeon's SMP financial corruption has been exposed on this channel today as well. And finally, Richard Tice and Reform UK published their latest attack ad against the con-socialist government on net zero, or as we say, net stupid. Make sure to watch all these videos after watching this. Thank you for all the support. Admire TC, and we are the media.